Hi, this is Jim Blasingame, the Small Business Advocate. And if you'll give me 3 minutes of your time, I'll help you have the maximum opportunity to be successful in your small business. Now, here's a question. Where is small businesses' Obamacare special exemption? Since the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, became law in 2010, many interesting developments have transpired regarding it, but none more than these recent ones. First, the law was passed with specific language that members of Congress and staff would be subject to Obamacare. But recently, the group that made this law is complaining that it would just be too disruptive and expensive if they lost their federal employees' health benefits program. Second, Acting IRS Director Danny Werfel testified before Congress that he and IRS employees don't want to be subject to the law that they will actually be enforcing on the rest of us. Like Congress, they want to keep what they have. Third, a recent poll revealed that almost 93% of federal employees do not want to be subject to Obamacare. They want to keep their federal employee health benefit plan. And fourth, big unions who lobbied aggressively for Obamacare are now asking to be exempt because it wouldn't be as good as their very generous Cadillac plans in their labor contracts. In our online poll, we asked small business owners what they thought about these positions on Obamacare. Only 7% allowed that they didn't care what government employees did because Obamacare was just fine with them. But in rich irony, the rest of our respondents said, "I agree with government employees. Let me keep my current coverage too." And they came in at the same rate as the government poll, 93%. So the question is not about popularity. Obamacare is almost universally unpopular, and as we're seeing, is increasingly so. The question is whether the powerful and well-connected who created, promoted, and will enforce this law will be allowed to weasel out of it. We now know that, contrary to the law, President Obama will allow members of Congress and 10,000 congressional staffers to continue to receive their hefty federal employee health benefit subsidies. On my radio program, I asked Stephen Moore, member of the editorial board of the Wall Street Journal, about which government employees would be subject to Obamacare. He said that was currently being determined because other than Congress, no federal employees were included in the law when it was written. Over the next several months, we should pay close attention to those who think it's okay to create, lobby for, and enforce a very unpopular law, but don't want to be subject to it themselves, and apparently without any sense of shame. Meanwhile, small businesses who create over half of the U.S. economy and jobs are not being considered for Obamacare exemptions. Write this on a rock. What's wrong with this picture? This is Jim Blasingame. I'll see you on the radio or on the internet at smallbusinessadvocate.com.